am Barry Bados today, checking out the Leica D-Lux 8. I've also got the GH7 with me to do a little bit more filming on another video. Both videos shall be linked at the end, so they kind of intermix with each other. In this day and age, premium compacts are becoming more and more popular. You can only look at the success of the X100-6 as the kind of next step into the new age of photography. Everyone really likes a good compact. And this comes from people who like digicams all the way to people that want something just a little bit higher quality. And Leica have delivered us a camera that has quite a little bit to it. Let's have a look at the camera itself, shall we? And here it is, the Leica D-Lux 8. It has a 10.9 to 34mm lens, which comes just under a 24-70mm. You got an f1.7 to f2.8 aperture, which means it's great in low light situations. It does come with an EVF. This EVF is pretty good. It's not perfect, it does the job quite well. And then on top you got this other setting which changes the aspect ratio of the actual camera. You've got a battery and an SD compartment, and it benefits from the Leica design of like the Q and the M11. You've got a micro four thirds sensor at 21 megapixels. What does that really mean? What you've got there is a equivalent value for your lens at 24 to 70mm. Well, they're just about equivalent to a full frame camera. Now, you're not really expecting to have the low depth of field that you would out of a full frame camera at 24-70 f2.8, for example, but because you've got that f1.7 aperture at the 24mm end or the 10.9mm end, does mean you've actually got a nice low light capable camera, and it's going to be much better than your average smartphone, which, you know, is a bonus in this particular situation. Next, it actually has an OLED viewfinder, so this in a rangefinder format is on the side, of course, so when you've got a big nose like myself, you can actually have it to the side of your face and keep the other eye open to view for shots. This is a little bit more of a street photography camera in that case, but for me, I'm looking for something, a premium compact that takes excellent photos that I can literally just have at my side at any given situation, and I think this really does fill out that role quite nicely. Ooh, they have the timeless Leica design here, and like I say, it's reminding me a little bit of the M11P in terms of its overall feel and look, just that little bit smaller, and that's kind of what it's really designed for. It's designed to be a nice little compact camera for you to be able to take to those family occasions, go out doing street photography when you just want to be a little bit more stealth, and overall it's, you know, it's Leica being Leica, creating something simple, intuitive and easy to use for people that just want to enjoy the experience of photography. This does of course do Leica DNG, which is their RAW format. And what's really great about this, because it's a DNG and not a RAW format that you would see out of other cameras, is that it's pretty much editable straight from the get-go, and it's really compatible with a lot of editing software, making the experience of just getting your photos out there that much better, but you're still getting that high quality Leica image file there, and it's just overall fantastic. But I think I'm pretty much dying to go out and take some photos with this, so let's get going, take some photos, enjoy the day down beautiful Barry Bados, shall we? Also does 4K 30, which means you've got really good video here, just in general. Let's test it out, shall we? What do I think of the D-Lux 8 overall? With this shoot in particular, I was going for a Martin Parr kind of, let's go down to the beach and take some photos of some random situations, make it very film-like, you know, kind of use the camera like I would use it in terms of an everyday shooting street photography, sort of like personal project kind of camera. And I liked it, it was good. There were a few things which I felt weren't necessarily perfect about the camera, but that is purely because it is more of a compact camera, right? It's a premium compact, and the image quality and the image in behind me right now is one of my favorites that I took on the actual day. The photo's sharp, and you know, it does the job, and it does it really well. Is it worth £1,500 though? This is something that, if you're looking at it, you kind of need to decide for yourself. I think there are a lot of premium compacts on the market at the moment, and I think people are going to be looking at this in terms of a camera they can get instead of waiting the time they need to get for an X100-6. Now, I'm not saying this is worse than an X106. I think it has its own kind of category to it. It's a very pretty looking camera. It's nice, small and compact, which is kind of what I'm looking for. The X106 is a lot bigger than this, with a bigger sensor there as well. Not by much, at least not where it really counts. And I do feel that this lens is great. A few things that I didn't necessarily think that sold it to me in particular. The viewfinder, when I was zoomed in, the image quality didn't look fantastic for what I saw with my own eyes. This isn't necessarily something which would stop me from getting a camera like this, because it's more about the image quality that you get out of it, and that's something which I say it performed really well at. When it came to the video specs, you got the 4K 30, and you know, that's fine. You can get general day-to-day footage really quite nice with it, and it's not something that would replace any of the cameras that I have currently. It's not really for replacing cameras. It's for people that want something nice and small that they can take out and do photography with. And that's what I say this camera does well, is that side of things, where the experience of going out, taking photos with this camera was absolutely lovely. Leica's intuitive and easy to use interface was beautiful to use on the day. I really like Leica's DNG instead of RAW files as well. I think they perform really quite well, and you get a really good quality image out of that. Overall, I'm really torn. The price of this, I think, may be a little bit up there, but that's the case when it comes to the Leicas, and in general, is that they're always expensive. You're paying for the quality of the build of the actual camera. Now, I can see this being something which is people will probably draw out points of, because usually the D-Lux series is just a rehoused version of a Panasonic camera, and in that case I can't necessarily comment because I haven't had too much experience with the other compact cameras from Lumix. What I can say is, at a base level, I enjoyed shooting with this camera. It produced really good quality images. I think the shooting experience in some cases could be better in the future, for example the EVF, but you know, I'm coming from a space where I use high quality EVFs pretty much all the time when it comes to my own cameras. The camera is great, and I think for the purpose in which you'd shoot with it, it would be fantastic. I mean, people like the Leica D-Luxes from all the way back when they were digicams, right? And I've actually got a very cool camera somewhere in this room, which is a digicam D-Lux, and I really need to find a battery for it. I'm really excited to shoot with it. And I think Leica created a really good camera for everyday travel photography, you know, your personal stuff, personal projects. I think it works really well at. Does it replace a camera like a Ricoh, GR3, or you know, a X106? I don't know. I don't think it does necessarily, but I think it is a good competitor, and this comes down to if people adopt using this camera more and more, they may actually find more use for it, right? So, is it a good camera? Yes. Is it a perfect camera? No. But did I like the images that I got out of it? Yes. It's very hard today to find a bad camera, and this definitely isn't a bad camera. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know down below. If you like this video, make sure you like, follow and subscribe if you want to see more. Have a good day.